Ας περάσουμε τώρα στο επόμενο θέμα σχετικά με το μεγάλο οικονομικό συνέδριο που διοργάνωσε ο Καθηγητής Οικονομετρίας του Πανεπιστημίου Brunel Μενέλαος Καρανάσος στους χώρους του Πανεπιστημίου. Στο συνέδριο αυτό έλαβαν μέρος διακεκριμένοι επιστήμονες από τον χώρο της οικονομίας. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε πρώτα τις δηλώσεις που έκαναν στην κάμερα του Hellenic TV πέντε από τους επιστήμονες που έκαναν διαλέξεις κατά τη διάρκεια του συνεδρίου, τους οποίους παρουσίασε ο διοργανωτής του συνεδρίου κ. Μενέλαος Καρανάσος.
One of our keynote speakers is Willy Sembler, is from New York.
Yes, I'm from New York, from the New School for Social Research in the Economics Department. I've been there for more than 25 years, but I'm partly also in Europe. I was 7 or 8 years in between in Germany, in Bielefeld. Originally I'm from Germany, and so I say always I walk on two legs, one in Europe, one in US. And my main area of research is financial economics and macroeconomics. In particular, I'm recently very much interested in the instability of the financial sector and how this can spill over to the macroeconomy, and in particular the banking sector instability and how that affects the macroeconomy, as we have seen in the huge crisis 2007-2009, which was a huge meltdown. And in particular, one needs to discuss and analyze the causes of this huge meltdown, and one needs to study also the some regulatory means and some other better regulations to see whether or not these instabilities are coming up and how one can avoid these instabilities, and to put the financial sector better under financial regulation, that such events do not occur further. And I compare this usually with US data and European data, and since I'm working on both sides of the Atlantic, and so I do studies on US and European macroeconomy, not only in the banking sector, also on labor markets and fiscal and monetary policy and the European Union. And one of the next projects will be the banking union in Europe, and we are preparing some joint work with the ECB and with the Mannheim Institute of Economic Analysis on this. And finally, I want to congratulate the organizer of this workshop with bringing here quite high-level and prominent speakers and researchers to this conference, and particular to Brunel University, which is an excellent provider of this research and this such type of conferences. And I particularly want to congratulate my friend who organized this conference and workshop here.
Thanks a lot, Willy, and I would like to thank you for your excellent presentation as well. Here we have another of our keynote speakers, Zin.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. I mean, it's the end of my trip to Europe. I'm a professor at McGill University in econometrics with interest on macroeconomics and financial econometrics, and it's been a very productive trip. I went to Vienna and Berlin, and this conference was very interesting, what I saw here, and I wish to congratulate the organizers for this great conference. I hope that this will go on in the future years. And nice to visit the campus of Brunel, and that's it.
I would like to thank you as well. Your presentation was excellent, and Zin has also some top publications in economics and econometrics. He is published in Econometrica, Generalist Econometrics, so we are honored to have you here.
Thank you very much.
I'm John Hunter. I'm from Brunel University. We've had the Brunel Macro Research Conference, and this is something that we've done for the last 10 years. I'm working in international finance, econometrics, and I deal a lot with financial data and the analysis of financial time series. The conference has been concentrated in that area, and we've had some very good speakers, including Sir David Hendry amongst others. Thank you.
Hello, I am Alessandra Canepa from Brunel University, and it was a great pleasure to help Menelaos organizing this conference. This was the first year that we had such high-profile speakers, and I think overall it went very well. Thank you, Menelaos. Thank you.
Γεια σας πάλι. Αυτή τη χρονιά είχαμε και αρκετούς Έλληνες στο conference και ένα από τα παιδιά που παρουσιάσαν είναι ο Μανώλης ο Νοικοκύρης. Θα μιλήσει για τη δουλειά του λίγο.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Ήταν ένα εκπληκτικό συνέδριο. Είμαι ο Μανώλης ο Νοικοκύρης, είμαι λέκτορας στο Πανεπιστήμιο του Kingston. Είναι η πρώτη χρονιά που έρχομαι σε αυτό το συνέδριο και τις 3 μέρες τα paper που παρουσιάστηκαν ήταν πολύ υψηλής ποιότητας και τα keynote speeches επίσης ήταν πάρα πολύ ενδιαφέροντα. Καλή δουλειά και καλή συνέχεια σε ό,τι και αν κάνετε.
Ο Μανώλης δουλεύει σε Monetary Policy, είναι μία από τα research area του. Ήταν ο δακτορικός του Χορταρέα από το University of Essex και ελπίζω να κάνουμε και joint δουλειά μαζί. Κάνει εξαιρετική έρευνα ο Μανώλης. Ευχαριστούμε.
Το συνέδριο διήρκησε 3 ημέρες από τις 28 έως τις 30 Μαΐου. Μεταξύ άλλων, την πρώτη μέρα μίλησε και ο διοργανωτής κ. Μενέλαος Καρανάσος. Ας περάσουμε να παρακολουθήσουμε ένα απόσπασμα από την ομιλία του με θέμα Modeling Returns and Volatilities During Financial Crisis, a Time-Varying Coefficient Approach.
The next speaker is going to be one of our hosts here, Menelaos Karanasos. The title of the paper is Modeling Returns and Volatilities During Financial Crisis, a Time-Varying Coefficients Approach.
I would like to thank Ivan for his presentation and his involved with the studies in nonlinear dynamics and econometrics, who sponsored also the conference. And also for the next speaker, Paolo is not yet in, but Valentina is here, so if Paolo will not arrive, she will present afterwards. The title of the paper is Modeling Returns and Volatility During Financial Crisis. It's a joint paper with Alexandros, who is a mathematician specialized in linear algebra from Greece. Faik is a member of staff here, and Stavroula was a PhD student. We focus on this paper on the recent financial crisis and examine how the mean and the volatility dynamics, including the underlying volatility persistence and the volatility spin-off structure, have been affected by this crisis. First, we'll present some theoretical results, and then we'll show the applicability of these results to one important case, which is the one of the abstract breaks. And we will show that our models produce time-varying unconditional variances, GATS models, and we will use a number of tests to identify the breaks. And in the empirical part as well, which is not related to the theoretical, this part, we will employ bivariate models on what we call the unrestricted extended dynamic conditional correlation model to analyze the volatility transmission structure, and we apply these models to stock market returns in this particular paper. And overall, our results suggest that the stock market returns exhibit time-varying persistent in the corresponding conditional variances. And the results from our bivariate models, apply in particular to the FTC and the DAX returns and to Asian stock returns, also show the existence of dynamic correlations as well as time-varying shock and volatility spillovers between the two returns. So in the conditional mean, we will have, let's say, a simple AR2 process where we will have a number of structural breaks. And so this is the AR2 process, and the coefficients, we have a set of coefficients for a number of breaks. And we also allow for breaks in the conditional variance. So let's say that we will have the asymmetric GATS-1-1 model, and also the coefficients here, we have a set of coefficients for different periods. We write what we do in the theoretical part. We write the AR2 model with breaks in terms of a time varying. So here we have T in the parentheses. So this is the general form of the model. And first what we do is we manage with some techniques that Alexandros derived to solve this model. And also the time varying GATS model as well. And express the YT as a function of YT minus K and YT minus K minus 1. So it's well known that an AR2 process has two initial values. because the model is time varying, now the parameters for the initial values are time varying. So the first thing that we do in terms of theoretical results, we manage to solve the model and obtain exact form solutions for these parameters. And the first parameter, what we denote here by xi tk, so k is the forecasting period, we go k periods back, depends on t, and we express the parameter in terms of a determinant, which is a three-diagonal determinant. So we have -1 in the super diagonal. We have the first order autoregressive coefficients, which are time varying because of the break. So let's say we have the first set of coefficients for the first break, then we have the 11th break here, and then we have the last set of coefficients n+1. And in the sub-diagonal, we have the time varying coefficients for the second order. So we give very simple solutions for the xi tk. And we saw that also the second coefficient is actually the xi t k -1 as well. And then we have the time varying drifts and we have the errors. And once we have this solution, then it is easy to obtain the theoretical properties of the model, exact form solutions for forecasting, the forecast error, the covariance structure of the model. So we don't need any more to have recursive solutions.